Hello guys, we're gonna talk about today about the Litecoin price as a reference asset. We can look about different assets as how the market tends to proceed after a several week consolidation phase, as we can see in the Litecoin chart. For the last couple of weeks we pretty much are ranging in this area pretty much since the first weeks of December. And if we go to the Bitcoin chart, we can also look how all this range tends to be pretty long. And as I was telling you, we can look for another asset explosion in the price to find a peak in those assets, because after we growth in a market, we can expect some of those assets, some of that volume goes back into Bitcoin, right? Because a lot of people start to take profits in that area, and the most common thing to do in a bull cycle is to take it back into Bitcoin. So if we go to the XRP versus BTC, we can see how this great range, all the way from 720, even lower 670, all the way to 2700. So if we put that in perspective, we have a growth in over 400%. So it is common for a lot of people to start taking profits in this area. And these large wicks we can see all the way up or to the top of for the overvaluation, even to the downside for the oversold. So this kind of range tends to move this market value into other assets, in Bitcoin primarily. And as we can see here, we can see there's a lot of range to the upside and a lot of range to the downside possibility. But if we start to take a look like in the Litecoin versus XRP chart, we can find that these round bottoms tend to be a really good decision for the Bitcoin price also. We have one peak here. Let me start to circulate the bottom and we can start tracking the dates. That's why we were talking about the Litecoin, XRP, and Bitcoin prices. Also, you can go pretty far back, all the way to 2013, because Litecoin is a really old asset class. It was one of the first cryptos, like altcoins, that it was based practically from Bitcoin. So if we start to mark these downs, let's put like a vertical line. Yeah. So we have one here, we have one here, we have one here, we have one here. This one was the 2017. We have this one was different because we have first we go down with the XRP, then Litecoin recovers, then XRP continues. This one was good, but since we were in a pretty steep bull market, it will be confusing to take this one, but we're gonna stay with the common ones when there's not a lot of volatility in the market, like this one and like this one, and the new one that we are waiting still for Bitcoin to continue the cycle. And if we go back, or we can put it in the Bitcoin charts also. If we put it this way, we can figure out that it was for everyone. We can see a bottom for the price. You can see one here, then we continue, one here, then we trade sideways for a couple of days, for a couple of weeks actually, maybe even a year. This was the previous of the halving, so there's not a lot of action in there, but it's still at bottom. Then we go here in the bottom of the market. That was the bottom. Then in here we can see it worked as a continuation of the pattern of the uptrend, sorry. Then in here we can see how pretty much on the bottom we have this crash of the FX crash, but it was almost the bottom. I think that this one might cancel itself because it was a black swan event, but in here, in the middle of the upcycle, we can interpret it more as a continuation bull trend to the upside for the Bitcoin price. Since we can relate it more like from a upcycle that we can have like in the 2021 cycle, like this one. After a breakout, first initial breakout, when we saw the XRP Litecoin valuation go down, we have this first leg, then we stop in here for the XRP, then to the Litecoin to continue the price, or better said, is this Litecoin start the actual movement after the XRP picked down, also with the Bitcoin price. So we can see that in here we can expect this kind of movement, and since the mark or the U form that we can see here tends to be like a tandem time movement, we can see like if we can establish this as the initial point, and this one, yeah, let's take this spinning bottom as the top. We can take this one, the first big drop. We have 10 weeks. Then we can expect that the price or the XRP movement ends in this period of time. So this will be actually the time we have to expect the Litecoin versus XRP goes back to at least 120 XRPs per Litecoin. So we pretty much can expect in the half of this time to see a start in the volume movement, and that will also is that the Bitcoin prices start moving to the upside, so we can have also the Litecoin price go up, because since the Bitcoin price is moving the whole market, we can expect that also the Bitcoin price goes up. So for at least for the final days of February, that is almost 2 weeks to go, we can I would like at least expect Bitcoin price of at least 135 US dollars per Bitcoin price. And in the case of Litecoin, we can extrapolate the price to the 130, and that would at least double in price in the next 2 weeks. That's what I'm expecting for Litecoin, since it's already at the last stage of a lot of fundamentals and a lot of news from the SEC approval of the ETF that I think it could spark a lot of volume into the market again. And another thing that I like to talk about to validate the market as a as an indecision is the fear and greed index, since we have a lot of neutral for the last couple of weeks. So I think it will definitely mark a change in the market sentiment as a whole, and a new group of investors will feel more confident in putting more money into the market. So if we go back to the Litecoin chart, we can see how pretty much we are in the final phase of this consolidation. Even if we look at the ribbon band, a weekly ribbon band, we can see how the price action is being really close to the ribbon. And in a bull market, we tend to just pull it up to the top, the ribbon, not much as touching it. So I think we are ready after these 8 years of consolidation, since back here when we first stopped off at over $400. We should see a really big movement to the upside for a breaking. So that will also validate the idea of a almost triple X in price, because remember, if we are suggesting that XRP is gonna move also up to the upside with the Litecoin XRP valuation, also the market will take XRP to the upside, just that Bitcoin will go up. So if we at least double the Litecoin versus XRP valuation, we can take this $122 per Litecoin to 240. Plus we can add some, at least 30% to the upside for the valuation of the Litecoin price, because of the going up of the XRP price. So I think that you should definitely be into XRP right now, because it is also a good asset, and I think it has a lot of potential for the upside. But the also good thing about the other asset, Litecoin, is that you have a lower market valuation, a lower market cap. Sorry, so you can easily move the price with a lot of less volume from the market, from other assets. And I think one of the principal reasons that also can put a lot of value into the asset is if the ETF approval, even if it takes a while, the simple recognition as a number close to the top 5 altcoins, it can gain a lot of attention from the market, even if the ETF takes a couple more weeks. We can expect, for at least the end of February, an explosive move to the upside. I think that you should definitely be investing right now in the market. It's your last days. I don't even know if we can expect to continue with these lower prices for the end of the week. You are running out of time. You should need to be invested in this asset before it's too late. I think like we can see the price of Litecoin, right as we were looking about the price of Bitcoin back in 2016-17. That was a really low balling for the asset and for the Bitcoin asset, and it was one of the best times to buy, I think, because you didn't have much time for a really explosive move to the upside, and one that it will never see that kind of rate of valuation never again. And now it's just crazy how far from that area of prices are now. So I think that for Litecoin we are experiencing a a cycle just like this one. Like after this phase that everybody gets to know it, just pretty much we never return it. We just phase it up to prices that were too expensive for anyone to buy a whole one and a whole Bitcoin. And I think that for Litecoin we are experiencing this kind of movements, long side, sideways movement to the downside, some to the upside, but then you go back and get afraid. I think we are in this kind of phase for the Litecoin price, so you can still have some time, I think, but you need to move because this won't like long enough. So thank you guys and see you in the next video.